Hola, Ciao. Welcome back to my blog. I've just returned from a week of paradise in Barcelona and Rome. Do I look a little more sun-kissed? The weather was awesome, the food was delicious, and the sights were incredible. I can't believe it's over, but I'm also so glad to be home. Yep, London's definitely feeling like home now. We started our lovely vacation very, very early on Saturday morning with a flight to Barcelona. All went smoothly, and we arrived around 10 o'clock a.m. in the beautiful city. We spent most of the day meandering around and exploring the streets of Barcelona. The architecture was amazing, and there were tons of little streets to navigate. We ate some delicious tacos for lunch and made our way to the port for supper, where we had paella, a new favorite dish of mine. After that, we went back to our hostel and took a little nap before a night of partying at the club Razzmatazz. The club had 4 different DJs and several rooms to navigate around. Drinks were expensive, but it was still a lot of fun. Clubs in Barcelona don't open until 12 or 1 o'clock a.m. and don't close until 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. This is very different from London, where we're used to pubs closing at 11 o'clock p.m.
Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. When you're on a holiday, you can't find the words to say all the things that come to you, and I wanna feel it too. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so fine I can't control my brain. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. When you're on a golden sea, you don't need no memory, just a place to call your own, as we drift into the zone. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so.
So, this is the ocean, and it's like, 9:30 at night, and we're just chilling. Just like chilling by the ocean, like feet in the sand, like, it's a thing.
It's fantastic. Just like feeling sand in between your toes. I love it.
Les, hi! I'm videoing.
What up? It's a Barcy Beach where it's meant to be. It's my home.
Control my brain. We'll run away together. We'll spend some time forever. We'll never feel that anymore.
On day number 2 of Barcelona, we slept in and then headed to Teleférico de Montjuïc, which is a cable car that takes you from the port to Montjuïc, which is a mountain in Barcelona. We waited in line forever, but the views were amazing. The ride surprisingly lasted only about 7 minutes, but that was quite enough for us. It was fairly terrifying. Once we got to Montjuïc, we explored a little, and then we worked our way down the various sites on or near the mountain. We hoped to have dinner in the Spanish village, but we discovered that most of the restaurants had closed by the time we got there. Instead, we ate in the city center. We called it a night early that night because we were exhausted from the day before.
Hip, hip. Hip, hip. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun.
Just a casual calf stretch.
Gotta stretch out after a long walk.
Orgasmic calf stretch.
Feel it too, on and in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun.
We spent our third day in Barcelona on the beach. The weather was perfect, and we were able to nab 2 beach chairs to last the 3 of us for the day. Wes and I got massages on the beach, and Tori and I had mojitos. We swam in the ocean and bathed in the sun all day long. It was perfect. We finished the night with dinner by the port.
Hola. Barcelona.
Es el Paco Loco. I'm going bananas, and I feel like my poor little mind is being devoured by piranhas. But I'm going bananas. Hangman Campos Mentes, and I feel like I do
birthday
being
one.
drilled and never being killed by a dentist. But I'm not Campos Mentes. Who knows? Could be the traffic heat or the something that I eat that makes me gonzo. I do carry on to, but I'm going bananas. Someone book me a room in the house singing for all my mañanas. But I'm going bananas. Oy, 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 oy. I'm going with sugar all day long. There's a man in my brain incessantly playing booga wooga. But I'm going with sugar. There's bats in my belfry.
Our final day in Barcelona, we did a bit more touristy stuff. We started with La Sagrada Familia, a basilica designed by the famous architect Antoni Gaudí. It was incredible. The pictures certainly don't do it justice. We did an audio tour for this, which I would highly recommend for anyone to get the full experience. After that, we went to Park Güell, which is another of Gaudí's masterpieces. We climbed and explored for what seemed like forever. I definitely didn't wear the right shoes, but it was so worth it.
Stay check it tight, otherwise I might get myself free. Yes, there's bats in my belfry. Oh, well, who knows? Could be the wine I drink, or it's the way I think that makes me gonzo. Oh, Dr. Alonso says I'm going bananas. Someone get me up there in the casa de loco for all my mañanas. But I'm going bananas. It's my stuff, it's my stuff. It's my stuff, it's my stuff. It's my stuff, it's my stuff. This stuff is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. 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 Few times been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like.
We had another early flight on Wednesday morning from Barcelona to Rome. We landed in Rome around 8 o'clock a.m. We decided to conquer Vatican City on the first day. The Vatican Museum was our first stop, and it took a great deal of time to get through everything. The Sistine Chapel is located here, which was very cool. There are also tons of neat statues and paintings. After that, we took a gelato break, typical, and then headed to St. Peter's Basilica. It was our hope to make it to the 10 o'clock Mass that morning, but unfortunately, our bus was not at all reliable. It was a terrible experience, and we were very upset that we couldn't make it to Mass on time. At least we got to see the Basilica, though. It was amazing. We were able to go to the confessional and be blessed along with our rosaries. After that, we took some quiet time for prayer in a side chapel. Wes and I lost Tori at one point and ended up accidentally sneaking into a mass that we weren't supposed to be at. Oops. It was very cool though, and we were able to find Tori, so all was good. After the Basilica, we ate at a delicious little Italian restaurant nearby, where we fell in love with authentic spaghetti carbonara. We headed to our hostel after that and called it a night.
This is what we waited 55 minutes for.
A girl went back to Napoli because she missed the scenery, the native dances and the charming songs. But wait a minute, something's wrong. Mambo Italiano, mambo Italiano, go, go, go. You mixed up Siciliano, all you Calabrese do the mambo like a crazy with a mambo. Don't want a tarantella, mambo. No more the mozzarella, mambo Italiano.
On Thursday, we had another day packed with touristy business. We started at the Colosseum, where we hooked up with the tour company that gave us a great deal. We had a tour of the Colosseum, Palatine Hill, and the Roman Forum. This took most of the day, and we learned a ton. It was so worth it, and I would totally recommend a guided tour for anyone considering seeing these sites. It would have been much less interesting without it. Our tour guide for Palatine Hill and the Roman Forum ended up also offering a tour of unseen Rome for that evening. So we decided to hop on that as well. It was awesome. We were able to see so many things we couldn't have seen with a guidebook. Some of the highlights were seeing an underground room where St. Paul supposedly spent the last weeks of his life, and sampling real Italian cheese and ham from the tour guide's favorite shop. We ended the tour with dinner at his favorite restaurant. We filled up on 4 courses of Italian food and 2 bottles of wine. It was fantastic. After that, we headed to the Trevi Fountain, Lizzie McGuire style, and got the typical touristy photo. We also ate some gelato, obviously. According to legend, if you throw 1 coin into the fountain, you will come back to Rome. And if you throw 2 in the fountain, you're wishing for love. Wes and I threw 1 in, and Tori threw 2. Hopefully our wishes will come true.
Gelato with the fish bacala and an egg I love how you dance rumba. But take some of advice, paisano. Learn how to mambo. If you're gonna be a square, you ain't gonna go nowhere. Hey, mambo, mambo Italiano. Hey, mambo, mambo Italiano. Go, go, Joe. Shake it like a Giovanni. Hey, look, as a ditch, you get a happy in the feet. So when you mambo Italiano. Shake it, baby, shake it, 'cause I love it when you take me. Mama say stop or I'm gonna tell Papa and I hate your rule. You don't have to go to school. Just make a way to beat a bambino. It's like a vino. Kid, you're good at looking, but you don't know it's cooking till you hate mambo. Mambo Italiano. Mambo Italiano. You mixed up Siciliana. It's so delicious. Everybody.
Pretty light. Fountain. Nice. People, lots of cleaner. Garbage.
Did you get it, Wes?
People.
He was laughing his own thing.
Did you video her?
Yeah, I did.
Did you have it?
When you did what? When you threw it? Oh.
He's fine. Okay.
Damn it.
Will you video me, please?
Yeah, I don't know. I was reading you when you throwing it. Wait, where are you?
Trevi Fountain.
No way. What's cool about it?
I just made a wish.
And?
And I wish to come back to Rome.
Not in love though.
I'm already in that.
Okay.
Stop! What did you wish for?
I wish for a lovable life, which I already have. So it's come true already.
What'd you wish for? I wish for love.
On our third day in Rome, we attempted to go to Ostia Antica. I say attempted because actually we did go there, but we didn't find the tourist attractions that were supposedly so interesting. It was just a boring little Italian town, and outside of the town square, there wasn't much to see. Luckily, we were able to come up with a new plan while we enjoyed some delicious pasta at a local restaurant. We headed a few train stops over to the Ostia beach. It was a beautiful day, and the beach was quiet and lacked the tourists we were so used to seeing. After relaxing here for a couple of hours, we headed back to Rome and met up with some friends of ours from the Greco-Roman trip. It was wonderful to see some familiar faces, and we had a great time chatting at dinner and seeing their place afterwards. It was strange saying goodbye and telling them we'd see them in St. Joe.
Mambo italiano e mambo italiano, you mix up Siciliano, all you Calabrese, do you mambo like a crazy with it?
On our last day in Rome, we tried to hit as many places as we could that we hadn't been able to see yet. First, we tried to go back to St. Peter's Basilica and go up to the Dome. We had missed out on it the first time we went, and unfortunately, we missed out on it this time too. It was closed, not to mention that Vatican City was absolutely packed. It was Saturday, so it was tourist central. We bailed on this plan, got some gelato, and headed to the Pantheon instead. It was pretty cool, but nothing really compared to the Colosseum and the Basilica. We hit several other small sites and ate at another delicious restaurant. One more round of homemade pasta before we hit the road. Then we got back to our hostel and got ready for the trek back home. We were delighted when we received a 50% refund on our rooms. This was definitely necessary, as our door for our room did not lock, there was no AC as promised, and there was mold on our ceiling. We also got free drinks, so we enjoyed those before we headed to the train station. We took the train to the airport and hopped the plane back to London. The landing was absolutely terrifying, as it was very windy due to the terrible storm we're expecting in London.
Laugh.
Mambo like a
Better laugh.
was so nice to be home and in a familiar place after a week of traveling. We had a blast, and it was so much fun to see so many amazing sights in such a short amount of time. London's really starting to feel like home, and it's going to be crazy heading back to Minnesota in less than 2 months. I'm looking forward to starting my internship this week and to the rest of the weeks that I have left in London. Adios. Ciao.
Oh, do you have lotion? Really short? Okay, a photo or video?
Photo.
Hey.
On day number 2 of Barcelona, we slept in and then headed to
You should keep that.
On day number 2 of Barcelona, we slept in and we waited in line forever, but the views were amazing. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, was that loud?
I just have the giggle.